All right, just Coach Sessions, just start out talking about Jason as a person, as a teammate. What's he like?
You know, he's a very humble young man, hard-working. You know, you get him in the weight room, he's one of the hardest workers we have. Practices extremely hard every day, going to push himself to the limit. You know, very team-oriented, enjoys being around his teammates, helps pick those guys up. You know, just the kind of presence that you want in the locker room, especially at the quarterback position.
And just sort of explain when you first sort of noticed Jason as a football player. When did you first see him?
You know, I first noticed him coaching against him. You know, I was a defense coordinator at Daphne High School, and he was starting quarterback at McGill in a big region game. And you know, here he is, this skinny little 10th grader, but man, he's explosive. He scares you to death on film. Of course, we actually won the game. Daphne won the game. It was the state championship year, but Jason made some plays in that game against got some future SEC players on that defense, and we were really kind of in awe of it. And of course, coming over here, taking the job at McGill, you know, that was one of the perks, I guess. You knew you had a 2-year guy at quarterback that was very explosive, could make some things happen.
Is there a play that you can look back on over the last couple of years that you just go, wow, I can't believe you just did that?
You know, probably the kickoff in the Daphne game. You know, here it is, starting quarterback. First of all, to be unselfish enough, we asked him to go return the opening kickoff of the second half. You know, he takes it, runs through half their defense, takes it to the house to put us up by, I guess that put us up 3 scores at the time, and kind of put us in a position to where we could manage the clock in the second half. You know, that's one of those plays that just the timing of it. He's probably had more explosive plays. You know, some runs that were longer, some passes that were more effective. You know, the game-winning pass against Fairhope. You know, to come back from down 28 zip, and just his poise and leadership in the second half. You know, those are probably the two that just jump out of last season that really just exemplify what type of player he is.
What do you think makes him an SEC level prospect that was recruited so highly?
You know, the first thing, speed. You know, he has unbelievable speed. You know, and then, you know, just he's a playmaker. He makes plays at an opportune time, and those guys are hard to come by. You know, guys who can make plays when you need a play, and when everybody in the stadium knows he's the guy that you're going to call on to make the play, he goes out and makes the play. And those are the type of guys that go on to do well in the SEC.
How do you think he handled the recruiting process, and how do you think the Auburn staff did recruiting him?
You know, I really think that everyone handling his recruitment, several staffs did a tremendous job recruiting him. You know, they've been very upfront with him, with the family. You know, came in, recruited him hard. You know, I think the family's handled it really well. You know, it's a very hectic situation. You have to kind of wade through a lot of information and find what fits best for you as an individual. And you know, and those things are different for every family. But I think you know, they probably kind of reached this conclusion about a month ago, and then came in and talked with me a little bit and said, hey, we want to take maybe a couple, 2-3 weeks as a cooling off period to be sure before we go public, which again I think is very wise. I think too many people now commit before they're really ready to commit, and that's why we see these kids flipping all the time. So you know, I think they did a good job of being sure they were firm about their commitment before going public with it. So I think they did a really good job handling it, and you know, just a joy to work with this family.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.